Welcome to Kickboxing with Tim and the Mechanic. You know me, Tim Wheaton, joined as always by the one and only the Mechanic, Brandon Cuttino. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well, man. It's always good to talk some kickboxing with you. You know that.
Hey, it's been a few weeks, but we haven't caught up since you won your fight. You won via knockout in your last kickboxing match. Talk us through it. What'd you feel? How'd it go in the fight? All that good stuff.
Yeah, man. It was a good time. Like, really, man. All I can say is that, man, I just felt like really relaxed during the whole day. I was just there. I went out, said hi to the peoples. Said hi to the tune-up crew, took some photos, and I was really chill, just relaxed the whole time, even during the fight. Like I said, this was a real good training camp. I want to keep that momentum going, and it looks like nothing's official yet, no contract sent out, but it really looks like I'm about to get back in there September 30th. Me and Zach Kelly, and this time it will be for a title, and it's going to be for 165 pounds, which is pretty cool because I'm down for that because we're going to be talking about it later. But K-1 they just entered into the 165 pound division, so that might be another avenue that maybe I can get on.
Let's get into it. So you're going to be fighting for a title later this year, September 30th. And then after that, so the K-1 just opened up what they call their middleweight division, which is 165 pounds. Hassan Toy just won on June 3rd from Turkey. He's been around the block. He's fought people like Masaki Nori and a ton of other people. An impressive performance to win this tournament via knockout. But you won in. You won on the 165 pound class. You want Hassan Toy and everyone else at 165 pounds in K-1. Is that correct?
Oh man, anybody and everybody can get the smoke, man. Like I said for this fight, man, dude, it's all about bombs and drama in this year, 2023. Everybody can get it. Like I said, man, dude, Japan. That's my number one country. I've always wanted to visit. So to fight in Japan would definitely be an honor. Like I said, I think it would just be cool. So hey, man, anybody in the kickboxing verse, if you know how I can get in touch with K-1, let me know. Or tell them to hit me up, man. I'm available.
Yeah, K-1 is I work in the media. Everyone's happy to talk to me. K-1, there's no idea where we even start with this. If you know the matchmaker, whatever, reach out to us, comment below, yell at us. We're looking to get some fights in K-1. We're looking to beat up some people. But let's jump into it. Are you all set? So we're gonna do some old reviews, and then we're gonna do a preview for this upcoming Glory Collision 5. You're all set to jump in?
Yes, man, ready to go.
Did you want to say anything about the Grand Prix, the middleweight Grand Prix at 165 pounds?
Yeah, no, man. I just think that this is an awesome thing for K-1 to do. Because again, man, like it is a little tricky from getting from like 154, I think, to 172. I think they have. I think it's 170. Yeah. I don't think they do 170. I think it's 172. So I mean, that's a big gap, to try to find something in the middle for those tweeners, as sometimes we get called. I think that's a pretty cool thing. So like I said, I think it's just more opportunity. I think this is a good job for people to find their more natural weight class, weight division, and you could probably have more exciting fights that way as well. But hey, man, but going back to Hassan Toy did his thing, man. Dude, you already see, man, the main event, man. He already went through some wars to get there because he was rocking a shiner right off the bat, getting ready for that fight. But hey, man, he did not waste any time. He got the knockout in the first round with a beautiful left hook, dropped him, and that was it, man. Like I said, it was a good performance by him because, like I said, it wasn't his first fight in the night. He had to do multiple fights. So kudos to him for getting the job done, and again, kudos to K-1 for the opportunity of opening up this division.
Oh, absolutely. Co-sign with that. Of course, also to check out on the card, Akihiro Kaneko got a very good win. Yuki Yoza got a really good win. And Toma Kuroda got a very impressive win as well. All of them were exciting, impressive stuff. Make sure to check it out. And these are quite easily viewable.
Yeah. And also, I was going to say one more thing, too. I also feel like maybe with this, you might maybe get more international fighters because, not more. I don't want to say maybe not many. Like usually Japanese fighters are usually on the lighter side. So I think that was the vision. I mean, you already see Hassan Toy, he's coming from Turkey, but maybe more international people will kind of come. Maybe we get some Americans out here. I know a guy. So again, I think that's one of the cool things about it as well.
Absolutely, man. Hey, we're looking forward to it. Also, speaking of Japan, our best friend Tessa DeCalm was able to capture the Rise. What did they officially call it? Women's flyweight world title as she beat Minazo Kobayashi via decision. Really impressive job. This was also quite a week for her as she was finishing her finals for management in university just a few days before the fight. So as she's getting ready for the biggest fight of her life, she's still in school, still in university, finishing her finals. So good for her for getting both done, right?
Yeah, man. Like I say, I was wrong about this fight. I know you were rocking with Tessa. I was trying to go with Ann still. You know, like I said, I thought that maybe she would have bounced back, you know, from the original fight and she would have learned her lessons. But I mean, this was all Tessa all the way, man. She won each and every round, hands down. Like she looked phenomenal. And you know, let's see who is next for her, not what's next, but who is next for her.
Oh, absolutely. We're looking forward to it. A lot more Rise action and K-1 action coming up later this month. I'll bring up the calendar in a minute here, but let's get to one championship, which was just a few nights ago at this point. Let's talk about the main event. Rekian Ursel put down Dmitry Menshikov with a gust of wind. What did you see in this one?
I mean, dude, man, Regan Urselman is just on another level right now, man. He's just getting dubs. Doesn't matter if it's Muay Thai, doesn't matter if it's kickboxing. He's getting the dubs. This was another a Muay Thai title defense, and I want to say I think he just popped him. I think I can't remember if it was either a left hook or it was just a jab with his left hand. His guy just went down and that was it, man. Like I said, man, 4-ounce gloves. You know, it doesn't take much.
But it was just crazy to see it. Dmitry Menshikov, we all were quite high on coming in, challenging for a Muay Thai world title. He was extremely confident coming in and just drifted away. But hopefully we do see him again back because he's a very talented fighter. So hopefully he can work his way back for another title shot. But yeah, like you said, Rekian Ursel has just been the center of the kickboxing to Muay Thai expansion that One Championship has been very focused on. And he has risen to the occasion a ton of times, shutting fighters out, winning via knockout, having some of the best fights of the year. But yeah, well, I mean, what can't you say about Rekian Ursel? He's living the good life, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, right now, to me, he probably is the king at what was it? I think one calls it lightweight, but it really is like 77 kilos, 170 pounds, you know, whichever way you're trying to call it. But to me, man, he is the guy right now.
Co-sign with that. We also had MMA. This is the one we really want to talk about. Super Vaughn is back. Super Vaughn, the former champion, disgraced in his own country, getting knocked out. He knew this was a must-win situation, or else everything he had done would go in the trash. He knew this fight was a needed win for his legacy, and he was fighting an Infusion World Champion, Tayfun Ashkan, and he succeeded. Got a head kick knockout. This was the highlight coming out of this event more than anything else. What did you think of the return of Super Vaughn?
Yeah, man, it was a good fight. Like, I thought this was going to be fight of the night, and I was right because I believe one even came out and said that it was their fight of the night. I mean, dude, like, Tayfun Ashkan, man, we all know his heyday from Infusion, man. The Turkish turbine over here got fast hands, but Superman, man, was just better. You know, he came out, boom, caught him with the head kick, and it was lights out. I mean, the one championship run for Tayfun Ashkan has not been great, but he's still a high caliber fighter. You can't take it away from that. And man, but just Superman, man, it was a thing of beauty. Like I didn't think much of it. Like it just looked like he was just like, all right, I'm just gonna step over here and just flick my leg up, and that's what happened. And he just caught Ashkan. And Ashkan went night.
It was incredible to see. It's one of the best knockouts. These are the moments that we remember from the sport for so long. And yeah, Tayfun Ashkan is a very notable and good fighter. He's had tons of opportunities in one, like against guys like Marek Grigorian and Sidichai, and he's risen to the occasion every time and showed like he does deserve to be in this weight class. Going the full time against Sidichai in a very exciting and a very close fight says a lot about him. But on the night, Superbon this is why he was among the conversation of. This guy maybe is one of the greatest kickboxers in history, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like I say, he's up there. Hey, man. Like I say, he's up there, man. Not just as a Thai fighter, but a Thai fighter also who's gone over and converted to a kickboxing.
Yeah, completely. We also had a few other notes. Arian Sadalkovic defeated Nikki Holskin. Well, what do you got to say about Nikki Holskin?
Hey man, he started out good. Yeah. I just think that to me it was a battle of let me try to what's the word I'm looking for? It was more let me try to outstrike you, like throw a lot more punches and kicks. But his opponent though had the power shots. I think the power shots were kind of really hurting Holtzkin. And I think the fans saw the judges saw that and they were like, we're going to lean more towards the power.
And no shame in that. I mean, Holtzkin, I know we always want to write off and just be like, he's an old man, but he is only losing to title contenders. Ariane Sedlkovic is like 1 or 2 fights removed from his last title shot, and it was a very close fight. Before that, he was losing to the young man from Thailand, and I forget his name right now, but he went on to fight for a title. So Nicky Holtzkin, as old as he is still showing that he is maybe world class and among the best. And I still think there's fights for him around. Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to say about Nicky before we move forward?
Hey man, like I said, I think he got smart and said that he's gonna come back to kickboxing, which I think is good for him. I think that's where he should be. We just gotta see what's next for him. I mean, another thing too is something that we might talk about later, but again, it's about one and kickboxing matches, how they're kind of few and far between with the kickboxing matches. They're having a lot of Muay Thai fights, but regular kickboxing. So I mean, my man could be on the shelf and saying he's getting up there in age. He probably wants to be a little more active, So we'll have to see what happens with that.
Yeah, look, let's get into it. One Championship has almost been avoiding kickboxing for the last almost 6 months at this point. They barely had any fights where they clearly are looking at MMA quite seriously, but their golden pony has now become Muay Thai. They've had tremendous success in Muay Thai. Yeah. But it's still no excuse for leaving kickboxing behind. Most of their championship titles have gone undefended some of them are for up to a year or more at this point. Superbond spent months on the sidelines just waiting for a fight. I don't understand why One Championship is being so hesitant for promoting kickboxing. Like, you guys opened it. You've had some amazing moments. Shingi Zalazov and Superbond was an incredible moment. Superbond and Giorgio Petrosian, these moments that transcend the sport. Why are they avoiding it, Brandon? What is going on?
Yeah, man, I was trying to find that thing where it had the days for when the last champion actually defended their belt. I know Beyond Kick had it, but
I'll try to find it here while you talk.
But yeah, it's one of those things like you saying. You see, was it Jonathan DeBella, kickboxing champion, won that belt in October of last year. Hasn't had a fight since. We had maybe thought that he would have fought in May at the Colorado card, since he is a Canadian, Canada to the U.S. is right there. They're neighbors. He probably could have got a crowd there. That hasn't happened. And he said Chingy Alazar, I know he was supposed to defend his title against Marat, but I know injuries. They kind of pushed that fight along. So I can understand. But I want to say that fight was supposed to happen this past Friday, but then for some reason they moved it till next month. Don't know why there. I don't think anybody was injured, So I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to have that fight maybe be the main event, of a show. And it wasn't. I think we even talk about our good girl. What's her name, man, from America, the champ,
Janet Todd.
Yeah, Janet Todd. I think she hasn't defended her kickboxing title in forever. Saying I want to say this is one of the reasons why you see somebody like Anissa Meskin. She's trying to be out of one, because they're not giving her fights. They're not giving her the fights that she wants. So it's just one of those things where it's I don't understand. And then of course, Chatri kind of went on this rant about our guy Jonathan DeBella, trying to say he's stuck in fights and stuff like that. But it's you're not really offering fight. You're just offering him the same guy that he just beat. And I think he did it once or two times to say, hey, fight this guy again. But it's why? I just beat him. He had one fight and won, but you don't give me anybody to at least defend my belt.
But speaking to the Team DeBella staff or his manager, he's okay with the rematch. If they offered him the rematch, he was happy to accept it. He called him out on Instagram. He accepted every fight sent their way, and he called out even more. Just for whatever reason, the title fights haven't accumulated. Even Zhang Paiman has been able to fight since then, and DeBella said, yeah, let's do it. Let's throw it down. So this was on May 12th. So I had another 30 days, but Shingi Zalazov has not defended his belt in about 118 days. Rekian Ursel has not defended his kickboxing belt in over a year now, 385 days. Roman Curricula has not defended his light heavyweight title in over 200 days. Pech Denong, just over 200 days. Jonathan DeBella, just over 200 days. And Janet Todd, 1,100 days and has not defended the title. Janet Todd's a bit of the odd one out there of like, she should have been.
Yeah, because Janet Todd was doing Muay Thai fights, and same thing with like Regan Ursel. He was defending the Muay Thai belt, but he did say his kickboxing belt is next. So his next fight should be him defending his kickboxing belt. But still, though, that doesn't make any sense for why all the other champions are kind of sitting on ice.
But it's another weird thing of like, clearly they want kickboxing because they keep adding titles. They just crowned Superlek as a new championship, as a new champion in a new division. Jonathan DeBella was the same thing. That was a new division. So they're opening new divisions, but no one's defending. You know what I mean? Of like, let's do it. Let's make this a priority. I don't understand why it's not. We're doing weekly Muay Thai and it's awesome. With how many fighters are on the roster, we could do weekly kickboxing, no problem. It'd be amazing, right?
Exactly.
Anyway, let's move forward here. One championship. I mean, it was a great show. Thank you so much for letting Super Bond fight and having 2 kickboxing fights on the cards. Like, it's great.
And then, I mean, always got to shout out my girl Amber Kitchen. She didn't get the W as well, but it was a good fight. You know, she did start out strong. I think she definitely took the first round, but I think after that she maybe slowed down and her opponent just kind of got the better of it. But I mean, hey, Amber Kitchen, I think she's had 3 fights in one. I think it's the same thing with Typhoon Asking. You know, her one championship run hasn't been off to a great start yet. But hey, you know, she's fighting the best of the best over here. She's only learning, she's only getting better. You know, so let's see what's next for her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let me just I'll just bring up a couple of things here. Okay. Yeah, the thing is with Amber Kitchen, she's such a talented fighter. She's such an incredible fighter, and she's fighting the top of the division and just losing these narrow decision losses. It's just unfortunate because the losses don't represent her skill set. She is better than her losses, right?
Yeah. I say, like, hey man, you know, she comes from a strong family. You know, like I said, you know, it will. You know, you say, you know, she will bounce. You know, she will bounce back. You know, she will find her groove.
Yeah, completely co-signed with you on that one. But let's move forward. Are you ready for the Glory Collision 5 upcoming on June 17th there?
Oh, you know, man, this is gonna be. I'm telling you, this is gonna be event of the year. When we do our award show at the end of the year, this is gonna be. I'm telling you, if this is not event of the year, there's gonna be a problem. But this here, I'm saying what they got going on, this should be event of the year.
Hey, let's jump into it. We got 4 title fights, and let's start at the very top with the heavyweight bangers. We have a former K-1 Grand Prix champion who is now on a 4-fight consecutive knockout win streak. He was supposed to be fighting Rico Verhoeven, but, you know, life happens. Antonio Plazibat will be taking on Cookie Tariq Osaro, who captured the 2023 heavyweight one-night 4-man tournament, winning each one via knockout. These two are former teammates and now will face off for the interim title. Brandon, take it away. What do you think of this one?
Well, I was gonna say, man, they're not former teammates; they still are teammates.
They're still, yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah,
they're just training at different parts. But nah, man. I mean, to like say, man, I like Cookie. You know, say he was hanging out with Ernesto Hoost before his last fight. But to me, man, dude, this is Plazibat all day, man. Like it's like we want. To me, I feel like we want Plazibat to win because we want the Plazibat Rico fight, that fight to happen. So we don't want anything to interfere with that. I mean, both guys are saying they're going for the knockout. I mean, you listen to Plazibat, he's trying to say this is going to be over in the first round. You know, we're going to be one and done, which I can see happening. Again, I think that's how this fight's going to go. It's going to be knockout galore, and I probably will see in the first round is going to be Plazibat, your new interim champion.
The new interim champion finally getting some gold around his waist. It's been a few years and it's overdue. He's been the top contender for quite some time now. Who do you think has a better chance at beating Rico Verhoeven? Because the winner will fight Rico Verhoeven and apparently also fight in the heavyweight Grand Prix. But who do you think has a better chance against Rico?
Man, I probably want to go with Plazibat because I think Plazibat just doesn't care, and he's gonna go forward, and he's got bombs. You know, he's got bombs in their hands. You know, while I mean Cookie is good, he's getting better. You know, and in his kickboxing world. But I mean, I still kind of have a little issue where I feel like Rico could maybe dance around Cookie take him to the later rounds. He gets tired. While Plazibat, to me, man, he's just gonna be swinging for the fences from the first round and on.
Yeah, what I was seeing when I was doing a little bit of a tape study is that Plazibat knows what his game is and pursues it. He wants to punch from the inside, throw high-low combinations from the inside as much as possible, whereas Cookie Osaro seems to be a little bit of an inside fighter, but if you want to strike from the outside, he's comfortable to strike with you there. So it's a matter of applying your game, and I think Plazibat would do a lot much better against Rico Verhoeven, and at his current age, like, we can pick Plazibat to win. I think both of us are on the same page on that.
We'll see when the time comes.
Yeah, absolutely. But that'll be the main event on June 17th. In the co-main event, we have Donegi Abina fighting the Tank, Tariq Kababez, for the Glory Kickboxing light heavyweight world title. Abina is looking to get the first defense since he won it against Sergey Masloboyev just a few months ago. Tariq Kababez is a tank. I mean, what else can you say? He's fought the best of the best in the world, gone to war against each one of them. What do you make of the matchup?
Man, you already know how I feel about this title fight, but I'm going with a Donegi Abina. I think he's better. I mean, dude, I'm sorry, man. Tank, you just had a title fight. You beat somebody, and then you get another title fight automatically. Like, it doesn't make sense, dude. To me, man, this gonna be a nice title defense for for Donegi, and he's gonna get his hand raised. I mean, I could probably see this fight probably going all 5 rounds because I say Tank is a tough guy. But I mean that does got some pop, so maybe he could stop him maybe in the 4th or 5th round. But either way, I think it's gonna be and still on this one.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It is. I mean, this was the fight that they made for the light heavyweight title. I'm not sure if it was the best fight they potentially could have made. But yes, I do agree with you. Donegi Abina should be a much better fighter. Like you said, Tariq Kababez fought a guy. Did fine enough, but he is a never stop kind of fighter. But I do want to ask you about some of the mentality that we're hearing from Donegi Abina, because I've spoken to him like 3 times now, and every time I do, he does bring up his losses. He brings up his losses to Alex Pereira and Vakitov. And in all honesty, there's no shame in those losses. He was 21 years old when he was fighting for a title in Glory. He's now 25, changed gyms, but he still brings them up. What do you think that is it still bothering him? Because I want him to like really start creating his own legacy at this point. But what do you think? What do you think this all means?
Well, to me, I mean, you learn from your losses. So I mean, he could be bringing it up to help him always know, hey man, I've been here. This is what could happen. Let me learn from this, because those are fights where he probably went in very, very confident. Don't want to come in too confident. He's probably just trying to learn, so he doesn't make that same mistake in this title fight as well. But again, dude, every fighter is different. Every mentality is different. But I mean, to me, it could be just somewhere he just brings it up and he's just saying like, hey, I learned from these, these 2 fights.
Yeah, and you hope so. And he's still a young man. He's still arguably not even yet in his prime and improving in between fight. And I think this is a very good win for him. Should absolutely get his hand raised walking away from this one. Let's go down to Donovan Wisse versus Serkan Ozkanglyan for the Glory Kickboxing World Championship. Wisse is on an impressive 7-fight win streak and has remained unbeaten since 2019. This will be his 2nd official title defense. Serkan Ozkanglyan is a former heavyweight fighter who has blazed a trail of knockouts to the title and looking to capture the championship. Now, there is a clash of styles in this fight, but what do you make of the middleweight title fight?
Yeah, man, this is a fight that I think we've all been wanting to see for the middleweight title. But I'm going with and still on this one as well, man. I think Donovan Wisse is just going to be a little bit better. I mean, we have seen Serkan get stopped, since coming to Glory. And Wisse, man, he's just been on a tear ever since coming. He's been looking great, and I just feel like he's getting better with each and every fight. And man, this could be a highlight performance for him.
Here's the thing. I like Serkan. We all like Serkan because he's such an exciting style. Donovan is just so sharp, and he's good at like punching within your punches. When we were doing a bit of tape study on this one, the wide punches from Serkan seem to play very well into Donovan's game. So unless I'd say it's an uphill battle for Serkan in this one, but I mean, we're all pulling for him. Very exciting fighter. Hopefully he can get it done, but this does seem like you said, a little bit of a win for Donovan Wisse, and I co-sign with you on that one. Now let's go down to the hardest. This was the hardest one to pick for me for the welterweight title. A rematch from when they fought in Infusion a year and a half ago or 2 years ago now. Andy Semelaire will be looking to defend his welterweight throne against Jay Overmeer. And this is a tough one. You got a classic Dutch style in Jay Overmeer versus a more Muay Thai kick style in Andy Semelaire. How do you square this one up? How do you see it?
Man, it's a tough one. Like, honestly, man, I feel like Andy, I saw that, man, dude, like Jay Overmeer definitely has the height advantage on this one, man. Semelaire isn't really that much of a tall guy. Like, speaking of which, I really feel like this isn't Semelaire's really weight class. Like, I know when he was in Infusion, I think he did fight at 160 because they had that 72.5, or 73 kilos, whichever one you want to call it. Either way, it's 160 pounds. But I think he really more is fit for that. But maybe 154 is too much for him to get to. So 170 is just where he's at. So I really think Jay Overmeer is going to be a bigger guy. I think, well, he is the bigger guy regardless. He's taller and everything like that. But, man, Jay Overmeer has been on a tear ever since coming to Glory. Semelaire has been in some close fights since coming to Glory because that Nabiov fight, I had it for Nabiov. I think majority of people had it for Nabiov. Then he gets emerged to Grunhard. Grunhard hasn't been doing kickboxing, been doing MMA, and he just toyed with him. So we had 2 fights I think of Semelaire in Glory, or is it 3? I don't know because did he have a fight before Nabiov, or did he just come in for the title? I can't remember.
I believe he did have a fight before Nabiov. Let me just quickly bring it up here. Sorry. He beat Murtel Gronhart in his last fight, Nabiov, and he fought Shakordan Vasily at Glory Rivals 2. All
right. Yeah, that was a dub because it was because I was just an Infusion guy anyway, probably. The Glory guy. So yeah, man. Like I really do want to lean towards bad. I want to lean towards bad news and say and still, but man, I think I'm gonna say this is Jay Overmeer's time, and I'm gonna go with and new.
Man, this is the toughest fight to pick. If you said it's an Andy Semelaire win or a Jay Overmeer win, I'm not going to argue with you. This is such a good fight of these two guys who are still improving, still coming into their prime, and this is probably going to be a trilogy. Even if Andy wins every single fight, they put on good fights when they match up, and you can still see their Infusion fight, and it was a pretty clear win for Andy Semelaire, but man, he's just good, and he brings in a different style. He's not a Dutch style fighter. He puts his hands in front of him, and he's looking for he has great footwork. Andy is he's just an incredible fighter when he's in there. Let's look at the rest of the Glory card. Those are the 4 main fights. Michael Boapea versus Ulrich Bokiemi. What do you think?
I guess, man, you got to go with Boapea. Well, it's weird, man, because like I want to say that the person he's fighting, I feel like I've never seen him fighting Glory before, but somehow he's ranked number 7 in the middleweight division. I'm like, where's this guy been?
I think he's been off for a little while, hasn't he? But I think he was doing stuff before.
But man, let me see.
He has one fight he has one win in Glory.
He fought like Glory 69 and Glory 74. All right. Somehow he got one loss when he's ranked number 7 in the middleweight division. It is what it is out here. But
it is. I'm gonna
go with Boapea. I think he's found his groove in Glory, and he's gonna get another win after this.
Yeah, I agree with you. Michael Boapea continues to climb through and looking quite good on a knockout streak. He keeps getting better. Like he's a young guy. He's not even kickboxing full time at this point, and he was quite excited in his last fight that he got a sponsor. Like this is the kind of he's just is getting better from here. Philippe Michailidi will look to get his 2nd win in a row in a much needed division at light heavyweight, whereas his opponent Ibrahim El Benoui will be coming in on a 4 fight win streak. What do you think? What do you make of this one? And it's probably a title eliminator in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean. It's one of the things, man, like you want to rock with Michailidi, man. He's been around for so long in Glory. I always felt like he was always so close, but then, he would have his fights with Tavares, and Tavares would get the better of him and everything like that. So you'd have to fall back. But man, El Benoui, man, I've known him since the Infusion days. He was a killer on what was the one Glory Rivals card where he was the main event. He looked real good. I think he took his guy out in the first round.
He's good.
I think I want to rock with a boni, and he's going to keep on going.
I agree with you on that. I entirely agree. He's looking good. He's got notable wins. It's just going to be hard to pick against him in this one. And yeah, hopefully we see him in a title in the next year. Did you want to take a look at the undercard at all, or do you want to move forward?
I mean, dude, it's a heavyweight fight. It's two dudes, and then the welt. I mean, I will say that at least they are going with the welterweight division as well. Like they're still growing that, and then they got a lightweight, but really nothing too much really going on. I think these are just people just look forward to in the future. You know, I have to get a couple more fights going on.
Yeah, co-sign with that. Okay, let's get to fan questions from our listeners. Unless I'm forgetting anything, right?
No, that's it.
Okay, perfect. We have from Mac Tyson Karate. How come you don't see too many fighters from the alphabet organizations such as Waco, ISCO, the WKA in the flagships? Like you do, but it's not a direct pipeline like what you might think. So essentially, like, why are ISCA champions or ISCA fighters not directly moving up into the glories and K1s and stuff like that? What do you think? What do you think of this one?
So I was thinking about this one. So I really want to say it's you. Because I want to say like ISKA, yes. Like I feel like those guys, because they're all over in Europe, so I feel like to me it's an easier time for them to come up into glory, you know, into the Netherlands because you're there, you know. But like a Waco or a WKA, I feel like they're more over here in the States. And for some reason, I think it's hard for really, I mean, I want to say like we were just talking about it earlier, but it's hard for us Americans, I feel like, to get in touch with people overseas, like to know who the matchmaker is, to learn how to get a hold of them. Is that like, unless those people are at a show scouting talent, you know, I just don't think that's happening. And that's when then usually those guys, they become a Waco champion, like especially like as an amateur and everything like that, because they go overseas and stuff like that for like amateur things. But I just think like there's nobody really there scouting. Like I think it's one of those things where really organizations like you got to know somebody to know somebody. Or it's like they know like you know they know a gym, you know, because again if you look at this glory event coming on, like that we're talking about with Collision, Mike's gym has like what four, you know, five guys on it, you know,
and then the other 5 guys are Saeed's. Like there's 2 gyms.
Yeah, you know, so that's that. I feel like that's usually how kickboxing is. Even with K-1, it's like it's gyms, you know, like they know these gyms, you know, these people have fighters, so we're just gonna go look for them. But you're not looking at other places and stuff like that. So that's where I think what is. I think that there aren't. I guess I really want to say talent scouts. Like, you know, I don't think there are people who are going to these amateur shows or these other smaller pro shows and stuff, and they're just saying like, oh, like that could be somebody who might be able to put on a show for us or anything like that. Like, I think it's just more like, hey, you know, I'm at this gym, I got this other fighter, he can, he can step in, type of deal.
Well, I do agree with you on that. The gym systems and the management systems tends to be the more deciding factor in getting fights. But I think kickboxers right now are just trying to get any fights that they have. And ISCA is more of a, at least on the professional side and not the amateur side. On the professional side, they tend to just be like the sanctioning body for certain things, but they necessarily won't try to put their championship on everything. Like, for example, they were sanctioning forever ago. Like, I think they started in the 70s. They even were the sanctioning body through Strikeforce and then Bellator and Glory Kickboxing. While they were the sanctioning body, they weren't trying to put their titles on that. They were just happy to say, we're just going to sanction it. But there is quite a good connection between on the professional level. Like for ISCA, these are their current champions is Jonathan Haggerty, Armin Petrosian, Mustafa Haida, who's just fighting in K1, Giorgio Petrosian, and then you also have people like who was I just looking at? And there's a ton of other ones. But I feel like the ISCA title, if you're a young man, you're not quite aiming for ISCA gold. Having ISCA gold is great. That's really, and Tenshin Nasukawa is the other one who still is an ISCA champion. Having an ISCA title is very cool, but it is right now the big 4 that you would be aiming for. Like if I offered a young person a Rise title or an ISCA title, they're gonna take Rise every time, right? So there's a few different things. There's two different ideas. Go ahead there.
You're going with the organization because I was gonna say because ISKA, as you call them, or me, I just call it. I just say the initials, the ISKA. But yeah, they're the ones. They're the ones who are actually sanctioning a gut check promotions now. So even this potential title fight, that's not going to be a ISKA title. That's going to be gut check's title, but just ISKA. It's just sanctioning it.
Yeah, that's kind of that's the big part. But I think for amateurs, I'm less familiar with kind of what ISKA is doing on the amateur scene. But yeah, I'm sure that there is quite a close connection. But yeah, at least from our experience, the WBC seems to be popping up a little bit more with just like, hey, you're doing a show. Okay, cool. We'll put a title on it kind of thing.
Yeah. Because to me, I feel like, I feel like usually when somebody goes to a show and they announce them, they always do their accolades. Like if you hear oh, this person is a, WBC champion or WC Muay Thai champion or they were like a ISKA champion. Like I feel like it does some weight. So I mean, if you are a champion, maybe you might get a little pulled into that organization. Like they might be looking for you. Like they might be looking for champions, but just on the average, like somebody who's coming, like even like saying you look at somebody what's our guy, man? Why can't I remember? Ace of 10 pound. Ace of 10 pound. He was killing on like IFMA. In the amateur scene there and stuff like that. But then again, like you say, he did finally get to glory, but then had things glory. But now he's over in one. But he's over in one doing MMA and not really doing Muay Thai or kickboxing, which we all know him, know him for. So I mean, I feel like IFMA is usually a little bit better for the Muay Thai scene, especially for us here in the States, because I know like they do IFMA and everything like that. And plus, I think pros can even do IFMA tournaments because I think even what's her name, Joanna Champion, Joanna Jacek, she did that a couple of times and stuff, even when she was a pro. So but again, I really do think it's just like I don't think that there are talent scouts out there from the promotions really looking at these. I think they're probably just laying back and just waiting for like coaches and managers to contact them and say, hey, I have this person. Is it possible for us to like get them on your show?
I think you're largely right about that. The world of kickboxing and Muay Thai is quite fractured, and it's hard to really label what the value of all of these titles can mean at times. Whereas with MMA, you get the very clear, because there's so much of it, feeder leagues of just like, oh, if you're trying to get to this show, you want to start here and then climb through these kind of ranks, and it all is very structured. But I mean, ISKA's done a great job in what they do. Being a sanctioning body, they've just done absolutely incredible work establishing stuff across different rule sets and all around the world. They're doing really good work there, and it's a good thing to see. But I also think another factor is just the popularity of MMA is affecting kickboxing and Muay Thai at every level, where like it would be they're the sanctioning body in the US, Europe, Asia, that sort of stuff. But there's still not enough people doing this sport for it to really interconnect and for it to really matter. Because if you're a young person, you might win an amateur title in kickboxing, and we've seen this so many times, an amateur title in kickboxing, and then they just switch to MMA. Joanna Jacek, for example, I'm just like, there's more money in MMA. I'll just switch over there. I think maybe that's also a factor to consider here. Am I wrong here?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like I said, I think that's what a lot of people do. Like, you got kickboxing gyms, but then like people are just kind of using that just to kind of help them get their stand up going. Be like, all right, I got some stand up now. Let me just transition over to MMA. Also too, I feel like another thing is I feel like there aren't many, man. Like I really want to say, I feel like there aren't many like kickboxing promotions, like around, well, like here statewide, like stateside. Like I feel like there aren't really that many. Like, they're just here or there.
Oh, dude, yeah, you're completely right about that. Like people like, for example, Israel Adesanya, Alex Pereira, and these are pretty big names. But even on the smaller sides, like Rafael Fiziev was an IFMA champion, like you were talking about. I think Brad Riddell was competing in a bunch of different stuff like that too. But yeah, if someone just offers you 10 times more to do MMA, that's kind of where people are going at this point. And I think that's a bigger factor. If there was just more kickboxing, if there was more Muay Thai, we'd be having a different discussion. But the popularity of MMA cannot be disputed in this case. Yep. Anyway, let's get out of here for the week. Glory Collision 5 is going to be on June 17th, upcoming here. Brandon, last word goes to you. Talk us on out of here, sir.
Yeah, man. Don't forget, guys, you can buy our merch at FightersFirst.shop. Saying I got the mechanic collection. Say I just got Bombs and Drama merch out there as well. So if you guys want to rock that, man, we got it in tank tops, t-shirts, even got it in hoodies there for you as well. So remember, man, FightersFirst.shop. Get our merch. Then we even got our merch for the show as well. So that's how you can support Tim and myself. And then also too, guys, remember, make sure you check out the network, because Tim has not one but two fire interviews that he has done with two new members of the Fighter First family, which is Cody Jerome and Kate Clements, who both were actually fighting this Saturday as well on June 17th, but they're up in Canada. So, hey man, if you can, you can watch Glory, and then you can watch those two handle some work in Canada. So, man, remember, guys, just keep it locked. FightersFirst.shop for the merch, and the Fighters First YouTube channel to keep watching everything.
Hey, awesome. Good stuff. Thanks for shouting it out, Brandon. Appreciate that. And best of luck this week. I know you got another show right after this, so we'll talk to you soon, sir.
All right.